Hello, I did my project on the Sargassum distribution on the shores of Barbados. So Sargassum is a floating brown seaweed which serves as a home and food source when it is in the open ocean for many pelagic marine organisms. Recently, it has been traveling closer to shores of Caribbean islands. When it gets close to the shores, it forms thick masses which cause shading. As it decays, it lowers the overall dissolved oxygen and leaves behind trace metals, which has been having a negative effect on local ecological systems near the Caribbean islands. These ecological systems include seagrass beds and coral reefs. Barbados in particular has been having a problem with these thick masses washing ashore and covering their beaches, which they use for recreational and commercial purposes. Recreational uses of the beach include snorkeling and diving on the reefs on the west coast of Barbados. So the objective of my project was to determine where the local government of Barbados should target for mitigation based on both human demographics and recent sargassum landings. The human demographics, which included restaurants, bars, beaches, and hotels, were ranked on a 1 to 5 system based on how many reviews they received on a popular travel website, tripadvisor.com. The sargassum landings were ranked on a 1 to 4 scaling system based on the severity in each picture that was attached to the reporting of each sargassum landing, from a citizen-based website called sargassummonitoring.com. After all the points were scaled, the sargassum beaches, restaurants, bars, and hotels were all added to a map of the Barbados. In addition, the local port, airport, and desalination plant were also placed on this map. After further investigation, the most sargassum landings and the most tourism concentration was in the southernmost part of Barbados. So from there, the sargassum landings were separated into 3 quarters of the year. So there was January to March, April to June, and July to September. The next step in my analysis was to try and figure out why the sargassum landings had congregated in this southwest region of Barbados. So I found a computer model which shows the average currents around Barbados in the 9-month period that I investigated. So the first figure here shows the average currents in January. The darker blue color indicates a westward velocity, while the yellow would indicate an eastward current velocity. As you can see, most of the currents around the Barbados flow in the westward direction, and around the southwest region of Barbados, the current flows in a northwest velocity. Being able to confirm the sargassum landings based on the current velocity around Barbados is important because it can be used to predict sargassum landings in the future. The southwest coast of Christchurch and the southernmost coast of St. Michael had the most reported sargassum landings, and it also happens to be the most economically important region of the Barbados. It is where their boat port is located, their airport is located, and also their desalination plant. This is the region that the local government should target first for mitigation.